Hello BookTube! Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth and this is my November and December book haul. Now I actually filmed the majority of this video before Christmas and then I kind of forgot that I had not ever edited it and uploaded it. So I got out my camera today and I was about to delete everything so that I could start over and film the goals and the things that I want to do for the new year, and I realized that that video was still there unedited. Because I filmed that before Christmas, I didn't get to show you what I got for Christmas. So I want to show you now the items, the books and the bookish items that I got for Christmas. Then I will put in the part of the video that I filmed before Christmas, which are the miscellaneous books that I got for November and December. Then in a separate video, I'm going to show you the cozy mysteries that I got in November and December. So let me show you what I got for Christmas. This is Come Rain or Come Shine by Jan Karon. I had asked for this, wished for this, hoped for this, and I got this. So I was very excited that my family, my daughter and my husband came through and remembered to pick this up for me for Christmas. I am going to be rereading the Jan Karon series. I've already listened to this on audio, but I have never read the books in physical form. So I have now, over the last couple years, collected them all, and I'm going to start back at the beginning with At Home in Mitford, and I'm going to read them all and eventually make my way around to this one. I don't know if I will get them all done this year or not, but I'm really excited to have this book, and I'm looking forward to just going back and savoring them and enjoying them again. They're just wonderful books. Now this book I did not expect at all. This is Pioneer Girl, the annotated autobiography by Laura Ingalls Wilder, edited by Pamela Smith Hill. This was just published in 2014 and I don't remember ever seeing it. Although my daughter Katie tells me that when we were in Books A Million all together, that she thought I picked this up and looked at it, and maybe I did, maybe I didn't, I don't know, but I was thrilled with it. I'm excited. I've read just about everything written by Laura Ingalls Wilder that I can find. She does have some of her early writing articles and things like that. I have not read all of those, but I have them, and I have read some biographical accounts of her, but I'm guessing that this is going to be papers that they found of hers when she was putting together and piecing together the stories that would eventually become the Little House books. So these are her autobiographical writings that the books were based on, and I'm thrilled. I can't wait to read it. In fact, one of the challenges that I'm doing this year is to read an autobiography, and so I'm going to be reading this one. Now, on that same trip to Books A Million when we were Christmas shopping, I picked this up for my husband. He's a big fan of A Christmas Story, the movie, so I got him the book. It says it's the book that inspired the hilarious classic film by Gene Shepard. It doesn't have pictures from the movie. It does have the actor on the front, but it does have some, find it. It does have some illustrations inside, and so it's very cute. So we're both looking forward to reading this. Now that Christmas is over, I actually already have a couple of other Christmassy kind of books that I'm planning to read in January. I don't know if I'll get to this one or not. I may just put this, we'll probably just put this back, and I mean, my husband may go ahead and read this now, but more than likely we will just enjoy this next year. Now, my mother-in-law did not get me any books, but she is a big reader herself, and she got me this really cool bookish item. This is the Book Lovers Calendar for 2016, and inside it's got, for each day, different excerpts from books, different quotes from authors, and just a lot of different bookish types of things. And I am excited to read this every day. I'm going to put it by my bedside so that I can read it every day. Now the next item I want to show you is something that my mother-in-law actually got for my daughter Katie. She is a big reader, but I didn't think she'd read any Nancy Drew, but I was asking her and she said yes, she read one and she thought it was boring. Anyway, I love Nancy Drew, and when I saw this, now I didn't notice this item the night we had our Christmas party. I didn't see it because there was so much going on, so many things, and after we got home and we were putting everything away, I spotted this and I was like, Katie, did Katie get you this? I want this. So I'm probably going to be stealing this from my daughter. This is a 1,000 piece jigsaw puzzle by Cobble Hill, and it is pictures of the covers of the first 57 Nancy Drew books. I love this so much. Oh my goodness. I love jigsaw puzzles and I love Nancy Drew, and this is just awesome. I am so excited that we have this in our family, even if it does belong to my daughter, because it'll be me that works this puzzle, and you know, I'm pretty much just gonna take it over because I love it, and I'm just, I didn't even know it existed, and I'm just thrilled. So yeah, this is amazing right here. Love this. So now in the rest of the video, it's going to be the book haul, the portion of the book haul that I filmed back before Christmas, and I will show you the rest of the books that I acquired in the months of November and December. And what I'm going to show you in this video are some of the miscellaneous books that I got, mostly in November, but a few in December, and so I'm just going to combine them all. The only ones I'm not putting in this video, I'll do separately. I did pick up some more cozy mysteries, and there's enough of those that I will put those in a separate video. But the first part of the video will be the books for younger readers, and then I also got a few that are more of interest to women, women's fiction, and a couple of nonfiction, but mostly there's fiction. So let's get started. The first one here is called Achoo. It's for my daughter Emily. This is an Oswald book. This used to be a television show that used to come on when she was younger, and this is an easy reader. She reads on about a first grade level, and we always need books to practice, so she enjoys looking at fun characters as well, and so I picked this up for her. I got another of the Vet Volunteer series by Laurie Halse Anderson. Number 3, it's called Trickster. Now the other day I was actually doing book shopping for Christmas gifts, and I have already given some of those, so I can't show you everything I bought for gifts, but I ran across The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum, and I have never read any of the Oz books. I'm interested in reading some of the more modern Oz books like Wicked and things like that, but I thought before I read any of those, I really ought to start with the original. And I saw this, and it was a quarter at one of the libraries that has a book sale area, so I decided to pick it up. After that, I went to a used bookstore, and in their kids area, they had 3 Oz books, and I thought, wow, what are the chances? So I thought, well, it must be that I'm supposed to read Oz books this coming year, and so I will pick these up. I got The Marvelous Land of Oz, Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, and The Emerald City of Oz. Now, at the time I bought these, I somehow had it in my head that there were only 5 Oz books. And I thought, wow, well, I just got the first one, and now I'll get these 3, so that'll be 4 out of 5, and I will have almost the whole series. I came home and looked it up on Goodreads to see which numbers these were, what I was missing, and lo and behold, there are 50 Oz books. Now, not all of them are written by L. Frank Baum. He wrote the first several, and then someone else picked it up and continued writing. But I counted 49 books and then a comic that were the ones that were listed on Goodreads. So I thought, wow, that's a lot of books. So I looked it up. This is number 2, and this is number 4, and this is number 6. So I think number 3 is Ozma of Oz, and so I probably will get that one before I read 4, and then I don't remember what number 5 was. But is that necessary to read them in order, or can you read them in any order? I don't know. I've never read any of these. So if there's an Oz expert who is watching this video, if you could please let me know. I would appreciate it. Another series I picked up at a thrift store. I got these for my daughter, and if she, when she's finished with them, I'm going to pass them on to our pastor's granddaughter. This is the Faith Girls series, and the main character is Sophie. They're by Nancy Rue, and I only found odd books. I got 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. I don't know where the even books were, but somehow I ended up, you can hear my dog. Here, Bob. Oh, he's barking because it's dusk right now, and the timer has come on for the Christmas lights, and so our inflatable snowman in the front yard has decided to come to life, and our dog Bob is outside right now, and he is barking. So if you can hear that barking, he is barking at the snowman. Silly Bob. These are Sophie Loses the Lead, Sophie Flakes Out, Sophie Breaks the Code, Sophie's First Dance, and Sophie and the Scoundrels. I may read these too. These are Christian-based books geared towards young girls, 8 to 12, and I think they look neat. I have this in physical form, but this is a audio book of The Secret of the Old Clock, the first Nancy Drew book. This is on cassette tape, which works in my car, so I picked this up. I got this at a used bookstore in their bargain bin. This is a teen book that takes place on a cruise ship. It's called Caribbean Cruising by Rachel Hawthorne. I have not ever read any fiction books about cruises, but I used to work on a cruise ship when I was in my 20s, and it was a lot of fun. So I thought this looked like a fun book to read. I apologize for the dog barking in the back. And Bob, our dog, is outside and is barking at the snowman. Not too long ago, I was subbing, and the teacher I was subbing for had this in her classroom library. It's The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. I've seen this all over BookTube, and I started reading it the day I was subbing and thought it seemed really good. I have a friend who runs a bookstore at a flea market about a half an hour from here, and she had this book, and I purchased it. So I was excited to find it, and it was only $2. So I'm really happy about it. I'm looking forward to reading it. The last two books for younger readers, I picked these up at Disney just the other day. A friend of mine gave me Disney gift cards for my birthday, and I hadn't used them yet because I didn't know what I wanted, and then all of a sudden it hit me. And I remembered these books. Another friend of mine, a coworker, had told me about these. I got them at the Villain Shop at the Disney Hollywood Studios, which is also the candy store Villain Shop if you've ever been there. This is black on black writing, and it's embossed, so you probably can't read it. But it's called Fairest of All, and it is about the Snow Queen. And let me show you inside. It's all black. Look at that on the inside. Cool, huh? It's really neat. Now, it's just the front. The picture does not continue around the spine. And then the second book is The Beast Within. And let me show you under that cover. It's the prince. Neat, huh? So this one is I've started this one. It tells the story of the queen while as she's marrying the king, and Snow White is just little. Snow White is very young. I'm just about a chapter in, and so far that's what this is about. And I believe that The Beast Within is going to be a prequel to the Beauty and the Beast story and tell about the beast, the prince, as a young child, and tell that story. But I'm not absolutely certain. When I read them, I will tell you about them. But they're beautiful books, and they're so soft. The covers are so smooth. And I hope that they will release more books in this series because I would love to collect them. They're just gorgeous. All right, now some books for older readers, primarily women's fiction. These two books I picked up at our library book sale. They're not in good shape, so I think I gave a quarter for them. This is Christmas at Twilight by Lori Wilde. I think I've read one other book by Lori Wilde. It is it's a Twilight, Texas novel, and I believe it's a romance. And then I have picked up some other books by Jodie Thomas this year that I have not started reading yet. This is from a series called Harmony, and this one is called Somewhere Along the Way. Recently, when I was looking for a book that would make me cry, my sister recommended this to me. It's by Lorna Landvik, and it's called Oh My Stars. She said this is really a tearjerker. When she mentioned it to me, I realized that I had just picked up another book by Lorna Landvik called Patty Jane's, I think it's called Patty Jane's House of Curl, and I showed it in an earlier book haul from a couple of months ago. So I'm interested to read this author. I have not read anything yet by her. So the Saturday after Thanksgiving, I went up to Orlando to meet a friend who was visiting her parents for Thanksgiving. She now lives in another state, and we were meeting at IKEA, and we got through at IKEA, and I said, hey, I heard that there is a book warehouse type store somewhere near here. I had just heard Janae talking about it on her channel. That's She Would Stay, and I'll link her channel down below. That she had been to the book warehouse store, and that it was in the Artagon Shopping Center in Orlando in the iDrive area. Well, I had been up there maybe a couple of weeks before that because I knew there was a bookstore up there somewhere, and I was looking in the wrong place. So I was so excited to hear Janae talking about it. So when my friend and I got done at IKEA, we went over to Artagon and we found the book warehouse store, and they were running a sale where if you picked up two books that had the red sticker that some of them said 70% off, some said 60% off. If you picked up two books with a red sticker, you could get a third book with a red sticker for free. Well, I did that. The third book I bought was a cookbook, and I've given that to my mother-in-law for Christmas already. But these two I got for myself to read and also to pass on to my sister. And this is a Christmas-themed one called 'Tis the Season, and again, it's by Lorna Landvik. I also got The View from Mount Joy by Lorna Landvik. So again, I have not read anything by her yet, and now I have 4 books by her, and I will definitely have to, this is one of the authors new to me that I want to get to in 2016. Another book I picked up that I'm probably going to read and then pass on to my sister, it's called Quilt of Joy, Stories of Hope from the Patchwork Life by Mary Tatum. It is a book of short inspirational stories with a quilting theme. I mentioned before that I'm a scrapbooker, so I got a couple of scrapbooking themed books. This one is called Adventures in Scrapbooking by Wendy Bagley, and I believe this is also short stories or little inspirational stories, little vignettes. I don't think this is a novel. It may be nonfiction. I'm really not sure. I just generally, if I find books on scrapbooking, I like to pick them up. I got this from my own library. It came through our book sale area, and it's Cynthia Hart's Scrapbook Workshop, a complete guide to preserving memories in archival heirloom quality books. And it has examples of scrapbook pages. So I always like to pick those up if I can find them at a good price, because I like to get good ideas and they're fun to look at. My mother-in-law gave me this at Thanksgiving. She said, I thought about you when I read this because it's about Indians. Well, I have Indian heritage, or Native American heritage. I'm from Oklahoma, and I'm part Choctaw. And this, though, is about the Comanches. And this is a true story. It's called Empire of the Summer Moon by S.C. Gwynn. And it's about Quanah Parker and the rise and fall of the Comanches. And it says they are the most powerful Indian tribe in American history. And she said it's very barbaric, but it was a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize. I think my husband and I both might enjoy reading this. Another book I got at my mother-in-law's house, this is actually on loan to me. It belongs to my sister-in-law, and my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law have both read it already, and they let me borrow it. It's called Midwives, but this is one of the Oprah Book Club selections. One of the challenges on the Ultimate Reading Challenge is to read one of the Oprah Book Club selections. So I will probably be reading this one. I heard this talked about on Kirsten Jonora Renfroe's channel, formerly known as Reader Girl 007. She has recently changed her channel name. And it's by C.S. Lewis, called The Great Divorce. And really it says that it is a fantastic bus ride through heaven and hell. I have not read very many C.S. Lewis books. So I've read the Chronicles of Narnia, and then this year I read the Screwtape Letters. Apparently he wrote books that really made you think and ponder on things. When I saw the title, it confused me. So I think the title is maybe misleading, but it's just an illustration of what the book is actually about. So it's very short. It's not even, it's just a little over 100 pages. From the description, it sounds like it will be a very thought-provoking book. Another book I picked up that was left over from our book sales, it caught my eye because it's by Madeleine L'Engle, who wrote A Wrinkle in Time. This is called A Live Coal in the Sea, and I believe this is an adult book. I'm not really sure what it's about, but I decided to go ahead and pick it up because I did enjoy A Wrinkle in Time, and we'll see if I get around to reading this. I'm listening to this on audio in my car, but I went ahead and picked up a copy. We have pretty much all of the books from this series at my library in our sale area, and so I went ahead and brought this one home because I thought I might like to read along, or if I continue on with the series, be able to refer back to this one, The Clan of the Cave Bear by Jean Auel. And if you've never read this book, I am really enjoying this. I'm in the middle of it right now, and well, I'm actually close to the end, and it's very different. It's very unique. It's basically about cavemen and how they may have lived their lives. So it's interesting, and I recommend picking it up. I mentioned it at the last book club, and our librarian said that she read the whole series and just loved them. So, and a couple other people at book club as well said the same thing. So I think it's the kind of book you either love it or hate it, and or you have no interest in it at all. So if you think you have an interest in it, I definitely recommend picking it up. So that is all I have for this video. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.